So the format is winner takes all. First of all, excited that everybody's able to join us. Each of you have put up a $100 entry fee, and the winner will take home a $500 Chek Visa card. The format is we have 5 companies and 3 judges. So each of the startups will have a 1-minute pitch. We're a little lenient, but what we want you to focus on is, introduce yourself, what problem exists in the world, your unique solution to that problem, and what you need or what stage you're at. From there, you'll get 3 to 4 minutes to answer questions from each of the judges. Once we've gone through all 5 startups, the judges will then pick their top 2. They will message Justin, who is going to message them each individually on the chat. And then we'll announce the top 2, and you'll get an additional 3 or 4 minutes each to answer questions. And then they'll pick the winner. We'll take the content. It'll be on our YouTube channel. Oh, there's Shawn. And sorry about that, Shawn. Everything's always smooth, right? Okay, so Justin, do you want to announce the order?
Yeah, I just pasted the order in the chat. First is Gus, second Ahmad, 3 Rex, 4 Destin, and last will be Krystal.
But batting cleanup is Krystal. You get like the coveted cleanup spot.
I love going first.
Oh, there we go. Shawn, how are you? Thank you for joining.
I'm doing good. Sorry about that, everyone. I was in the wrong Zoom waiting room. And, happy to be here. Steve, I love your microphone and the whole setup.
Hey there. Thanks, Shawn.
I was there with you, Shawn.
Oh, really?
Well, Steve, you might still have to turn yourself up a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. Hang on a second here. All right, how's that? Better?
Much better.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I will introduce each of the judges, and then we will start with Gus on the pitch. I'm going to go from top to bottom. So to my right is Steve Austin, and Steve is a pitch coach from Silicon Valley and an expert, I would say, in sales and marketing for early stage companies, including SaaS companies.
Yep, that's it. Hi, everybody. So I've been out here for, most of my career, actually. Early career was actually driving high-tech products like computer chips and enterprise software. So sales, national and global. So that's why when I do the pitch coaching, it's completely oriented towards getting customers and validating and proving things, because it makes your money raising 100 times easier. So that's what I'm doing here.
Love it. All right, let's see who's next in line here. Okay, I guess we're going to go to the OG original Arabian Prince, who is a co-founder of the famous hip-hop group N.W.A. and with Innovate Ventures. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, Innovate Next, Innovate Ventures. We got a new venture called Incubate Next. We doing all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. And he is a 3-time out of 3-time judge with us.
Oh, nice. I like it.
This is practically becoming your show.
I know, huh?
All right. And then last but not least, we have Shawn Flynn. And Shawn is he is the host of the Silicon Valley podcast and the most connected man I know in Silicon Valley. He's introduced me to many fine people. And you're also with Tech Code US, correct?
Transferring over, I'm actually currently at Global Capital Markets. I'm a principal there, boutique investment bank out of Irvine. But yeah, I'm wearing 2 hats right now. So still technically head of incubation at Tech Code, but also transferring over. So yeah.
Well, you're in my hood then. We need to connect live. Yeah. And I've been tested, so I don't have the vid. 365 days, no vid. And I know a great lab in Irvine, so you're all hooked up. All right, so let's kick this off. We're going to start off. So Justin, have you messaged each of the judges? So they have a direct line to you? Great, okay. All right, so that'll be important in a little bit. Let's start off. We're going to turn over, and I'm going to pin Gus so that you're up on stage because you are the first person. And let me just pull a little timer up here so we don't go crazy. All right, so we have approximately 1 minute on the board. Gus, are you good to go?
I'm good to go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, my name is Gus. I'm the founder of Journey. This is the 7th company that I'm building. In the last couple of years, I've been working with online coaches very closely, and I've identified a massive problem in that space. The problem is that they have to consolidate 8 to 10 different software platforms to just deliver their coaching program. That adds confusion, that adds complexity, and ultimately that results in their clients getting inferior results because of that. So what we're going to do is we're building a platform that is going to give these online coaches and their students one platform that gives them all the tools that they need and just the tools that they need. So just to give you an idea, the business coaching space alone is $15 billion. This is growing every day. There's so many different avenues that we can take this. I have launched a prototype last Thursday. I have 80 people sign up and $7,000 already collected in pre-sales based on a prototype alone. I'm in pre-seed mode right now, so I'm looking to add money to my own pool of money that I'm investing to deliver a more elaborate prototype or MVP in October.
Awesome. Thank you, Gus. Great job. All right, I'm just going to do this visually. We're going to start with Steve Austin. Do you have any questions for Gus?
Gus, what's your business model here? Who's paying who and how much?
Yes, so the coaches are going to pay only when their students pay them. So they're going to pay a seat of $5 per seat per member, per student that they bring onto the platform. But I'm going to give them a lot of space to do free programs so they don't pay until they can actually convert their students into paying customers, because that's very common in the coaching space.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's go next to Arabian Prince.
Yeah, so let's say this blows up and goes national or something like that. Who are you using for your back end for this? Because you're going to have a lot of content online that is going to be accessed by a lot of people. So who are you using to host? Who's doing your back end coding? All of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have a technical co-founder who has developed quite a few programs, platforms already in this space. One of them is a client that we worked on together, Garrett J. White from Wake Up Warrior. We grew that to 6,000 members in about 6 months using a platform technology that we built for him. And the backend, I mean, if you're talking about hosting and the technical aspect of it, it's all built through a Firebase, and we have, I don't know the details. I would have to ask my CTO, but it's AWS, Google, all the big platforms, because this is going to blow up. It's not if and when, it is going to be big.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Shawn Flynn, do you have any questions for Gus?
Yeah, Gus, I mean, I'm really impressed with the 7,000 in prepayments, and it sounds like, you have this roadmap, this mapped out. Right at the beginning, you had mentioned 7 companies, and a founder doing 7 companies, that's amazing, that's impressive. But I'm kind of curious, can you go into detail about some of the successes of these past companies? I mean, were these, one idea and then they died after 3 months, or was there a successful exit or acquisition or something in one of these companies that, kind of proved to us real quick that you are the person?
Yes, absolutely. I'll just mention a couple. One was a payroll company that I jumped in as a partner because the founder had hit a plateau. So within 5 years, we built that company up to $5 million in revenue and did an exit 2.5, sold it to ADP. Very easy to sell these types of businesses. I built a home healthcare business within a year. We did $1 million in revenue because I created something that was very unique, where I created a subscription to have nurses come to your house whenever you need them. And that solved a lot of problems on both sides, staffing, because we could pay our nurses just to sit at home, wait for patients to call, because we were paid a subscription. So, but it allowed us to grow the company very, very quickly. And I sold that to my partner in that business because I just like building these things and making money. And then I built an app called MD that was basically Uber, but for wheelchair rides. So I built that company in 6 months, sold it, and made $50,000 on it just because I.
Michael, is there time for a follow-up question or not?
I want to be fair to everybody else.
Okay.
Maybe we can. Let's see what happens.
Thank you, Gus.
Thanks, Gus. Great job. All right. So we're going to go to our second pitch company. Who is that, Justin?
That'll be Ahmad Funport.
Terrific. All right. I'm going to unpin. I hope.
Hey, Ahmad. How you doing, man?
Hey, guys.
Let's find Ahmad. I'm going to add the pin, and I'm going to unpin Gus. All right. And I'll pull up a quick little timer. All right. Are you good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Go for it.
Hey, guys. So I'm Ahmad. I've been someone who with a lot of ideas to execute, but I lacked access to money and investors. And I think a lot of people are like me. This is why I came up with Funport. Funport is a platform that will help founders crowdfund for their startup and then connect to potential investors in a very simple way. With the crowdfunding market is growing 33.7% grew 33.7% last year. It is a $114 billion billion market with 50% success rate, and the market is booming. Funport is going to be there to compete with Kickstarter and different crowdfunding platforms to share a piece of the pie. But we're only taking 3% out of the crowdfunding amount raised, and we'll be helping bring founders to connect with investors, and hopefully Funport will be off for success.
Thank you, and you were right on time. Look at that. That is a prompt fellow. All right, so let's switch it up a little bit. Let's start with Arabian Prince this time. Do you have any questions for Ahmad?
Yeah, so let's say there's a few other companies out there that are similarly doing the same thing right now. How do you entice investors like myself? How do you entice me to come to your platform over another platform? Also, how do you get the funders, the startups to come to your platform? Because there's so many out there doing similar things. What is your vision on how to drive people to you?
Okay, how am I going to drive investors to come on the platform is investors want to see startups that meet their investing criteria. So basically, you're going to go and put in your investing criteria on there, and you'll only be able to see startups that reach that investing criteria. So basically, like you're going in and I'm having a funnel for you. So let's say you want to invest in companies that raise a reward crowdfunding of, let's say, 50K. You're only going to be able to see startups who raise 50K. And then in terms of founders and startups, I'm going to get them on the platform because first of all, you're going on a platform to raise crowdfunding, reward-based crowdfunding. And you're not giving equity away. You're not giving anything away. I'm giving 3%. Most crowdfunding platforms are taking out 5 and 7%. I'm going down to 3. And then you're connecting to investors for free. Like you're not paying to get connections to investor.
Thank you. Let's go next to Shawn Flynn. Do you have any questions for Ahmad?
I'm just kind of curious because, you'd mentioned a lot of crowdfunding campaign or platforms take, 5%, 6%, these higher percentages where you're only 3%. I'm kind of curious, how much have you dived into the financials of that to kind of look at, how that money that they take in, it's separated from overhead growth for payment processing, because your 3% that you're taking.
3%. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to wonder. I'm wondering. I guess my question is, how confident are you that your 3% is enough to keep the lights on and grow your company?
So I didn't mention that the 3% is my profit is my revenue kind of model. There's another 3% that's going to go to Stripe or the people who are going to be processing. But what I meant this is, like, let's say Kickstarter, they take 5% for themselves, and then another 5 or 3% goes to Stripe or their processing fee. So this is where my 3% comes in. And then what I'm planning is there's going to be another revenue model in the future if like this takes off. So that's going to support the other more profit or revenue coming in.
Okay, thank you.
Steve Austin, do you have any questions?
Yes, actually, I was jumping on the same point on your business model and your margin. So forget Stripe for a second. Are you saying the other guys are 5% excluding Stripe expenses and you're 3%? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever driven a company before?
No.
Okay.
That's my first startup.
So I'll give you this feedback, and it's supposed to be a question, but I would look at, if I'm the investor, I don't really care if it's 3 or 5%. To be honest, I don't care. That's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is your survivability. My second problem. If you cut that, you're cutting a 40% margin. It's really dangerous for your survival. That's what I'm saying. To me, competing because your price point isn't the biggest thing. Competing because your quality is there in your operations, and that quality is worth money. So being the cheapest guy is something that kills startups all the time. So I'm just giving you that feedback to say, to me, saving money isn't the deal. Delivering quality product that costs money, and you got to do marketing and so on. That's the focus for me, actually, because it's the focus of growth.
Good feedback.
So that's my worry. It scares me, actually. If you cut your price and you're doing quality, it's really hard, because when you go to do marketing and stuff, the money's not there. It's gone. You didn't get it on the margin. So I guess it's not so much a question, but I'm asking you to think about raising your fee and give us the quality.
That's something that we would definitely consider in addition to different revenue streams.
Okay.
Super.
Thank you.
Great pitch. Thank you very much.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Agreed. All right, Justin, who do we have up next?
Next, we have Rex.
Okay, so I'm going to find Rex. There he is. I'm going to pin you, Rex. I'm going to unpin Ahmad. Thank you. And then we'll set a little timer for you. How are you doing, Rex? You good to go?
Good to go.
Take a deep breath. It's all okay. We're all friends here. All right. Hit it.
My name is Rex Gatling. I'm based out of New York City. The name of my company is called Exec. Exec is solving the problem of financial literacy for the everyday consumer. Our platform, our application is an investment search engine that allows you to discover publicly traded companies through the products that you buy every day using your camera. So if you're going down the grocery aisle and you're about to waste your money on that extra bit of food, you're able to point your camera at the actual product and actually tell you the public company that owns that particular product. What we're looking to do is educate the average consumer as to the company that they invest in every day, the company that they invest in every day through the products that they buy. Currently, right now, we have a working application that's in the store. I have about 30 users. I launched about 4 weeks ago. Right now, I'm growing all on my own organically, as well as doing a lot of the coding. Right now, I'm really just looking for the expertise to kind of drive the startup to the next level, as far as getting that user base and as well as getting that technical expertise around. Because right now I'm pretty much kind of bootstrapping it myself. But we do have a working prototype that's working very beautifully. It's able to discover at least over 100 companies through the products that you buy every day.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Rex. All right, let's start off with Shawn Flynn this time. Do you have any questions for Rex?
Yeah, Rex, kind of a cool, as you described it, I can see myself taking pictures everywhere. It's a cool idea. I'm kind of curious from the users that you have so far, the feedback you've gotten from other people that you've talked to, when they use the product, why not just type in the name of the product and Google search who owns this company? Or who's the producer of this product? I'm just kind of curious, what's been the feedback from the users?
Well, the feedback has mostly been that I've used it when I've gone out to restaurants to eat. I've gone out to public places, and I'm curious to wonder. Okay, I'm eating this steak. I want to find out what company owns that, which is Cisco International. And for some for example, someone on a Friday night or a Saturday night, wants to go out and get a drink, they're saying that, well, I'm wasting a lot of money buying alcohol. I could just buy investment in stock, but I don't know who owns it. So, they're able to invest in Diageo, LVMH, and so forth. So most of the feedback has been, I use it when I'm out on doing a particular activity, and I'm kind of getting in the habit of finding out, oh, who owns this, who owns that. That's pretty much kind of been the feedback I've got mostly.
Awesome.
Great, thank you.
I might have lost order. I think we're going to Arabian Prince next. Or am I going to Steve? Let me think. Did I mess this up? Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go to Steve, and then I'll go. We'll let Rab back clean up.
Okay, Rex, I like the idea. Something kind of fun about this, but what happens after I see the public company and I go, okay, I get it. What's the process with the product, and where are you leading the customer?
Well, what the capability that my app has is that once they're able to discover the product, they're able to actually put in the stock ticker to see the actual numbers of the company through our Yahoo Finance API that I put into the application. So they're able to actually see information about the company as a way to say, okay, I invested in Diageo. They're doing this. They're doing this as far as a company. If I put money into this company January 2020, it's able to tell you exactly what that potential return could have been invested in that particular company. That is a capability that I have in the current application right now.
Okay. So how will you make money?
Well, what a path I'm thinking of is a subscription. Is a subscription where they get access to more companies, because it's over 3,000 to 4,000 public companies currently right now. So I am looking at a subscription service, but I really haven't thought that out as of yet as far as what that would be. But I know it would be subscription.
Okay, cool.
Sorry if I Rex. If you're collecting all this data from people, it's going to be so valuable for the all these Schwab, Robinhood, there's so many other ways to make money from the data. The subscription, throw that. My thoughts. Michael.
I agree with you, actually. I was thinking the exact same thing, that this is, whether it's credit cards or guys that are like Robinhood or Wealthfront or whatever, there's probably money there, right? As an affiliate.
There's something cool about this shoot a picture when you're out doing something and get financial information. You're grabbing guys in a new space, right. Similar to Tinder swiping, but money swiping. Yeah. So I don't really know where this is going to play out yet, but it has something kind of like a mental hook to me. And to what Shawn said, and then Michael, this consumer data interaction could be really valuable. As Shawn, you hit the button, man. I'm not sure where this will go either, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Arabian Prince, do you have any questions for Rex?
Yeah. So, one, do you know that Google has something similar to this called Google Lens? And Google Lens not only can look at products, like I can point at a house or a car or a bird, and it'll tell me everything about it. You might want to look at using that back end and saving yourself a lot of hard coding work, because they've already built it in the worldwide network. But two, I was going to ask, once you have this, let's say, vetted out and done, you also, how are you looking at the legalities of this? Because when you have a stock trading app, because let me ask that question. Is this totally focused on stock trading, or is it just an informational service as well? Let's just ask.
Yeah, it's completely informational services. We're not a broker dealer. We're not giving any financial advice. It's completely public information of particular products that they use every day. It's completely.
Okay. Because I just know that once you put any type of stock information in your app, you're dealing with a whole lot of SEC stuff.
Yes,
so you should look into that as well.
Yes, sir.
I wonder, and I don't know the answer to this, but it'd be interesting because you're using an API for the Yahoo API for that information, right? So you're connecting dots. I wonder if I don't know the answer. Probably worth checking into.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Rex. Justin, who are we on to next?
Destin.
Whoa.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to pin, where'd he go? He totally disappeared on me. Oh, damn you, Zoom.
Find me, Michael.
All right, so there's one. I'm going to unpin Rex. And then I'm going to pull up a little timer. Are you good to go?
course, let's get ready.
All right, you're on.
Hey guys, the name's Destin George Bell, serial entrepreneur, recent college grad, blah, blah, blah. But the most important thing is I hate cardio, and COVID has made it even more awful than it's already been in the past. It's meant less 3-hour hoop sessions for getting your fitness in and more of hundreds of millions of people running across their neighborhood in bland running routes, just counting trees to kill time from doing something they hate. And that's why I'm building Run.io, which is a socially competitive and collaborative cardio fitness app turning walking, running, and biking into a giant game of turf war, bringing together the gamification factors of Pokemon Go with a casual cardio experience, steering away from the ancillary stats of heart rate, beats per second, or different stats no one really cares about except for stat nerd Steve. We aim to create an ecosystem encouraging consistency, collaboration, and strategy in everyday cardio workouts through a dynamic capture and defending of territory through walking, running, and biking, where you capture an area by running around it, and then people can steal it from you by doing the same in whatever form they want to as a way to incentivize cardio beyond just doing it because you're supposed to. We've already got 250 people interested in pre-sign up. The former founder of Map My Run is interested in advising, and a collective group of investors that are waiting for me to have a deployable, clickable prototype to show. All right, now we're looking for someone to help us with pre-seed funding, and also this $500 you guys got up for grabs would be nice as well, respectfully. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
I just realized that the timer was on mute because I was on mute. Good job, Destin. Thank you. All right, so I have no idea who to go to next, so I'm just going to pick a name out of my proverbial hat. Let's start with Arabian Prince.
Yeah, I like the idea. I actually use some stuff similar. I actually use Nintendo Switch. What's it? Ring Fit, which is kind of a similar thing for in the house. And I watched T-Pain playing this on Twitch, and it's ridiculous looking at him do this thing. So it's funny. So I actually like it. Let me ask a question about it. So let's say I'm running around my neighborhood and I've run 8 miles. So if somebody runs around my same neighborhood and they run 9 miles, and they take over the territory. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, basically like that. There's more nuances, but on a high level, yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's the only question I had.
Great question. All right, let's go to Steve Austin this time, and then we'll finish up with Shawn.
Clever idea. Stay off of my hill. That's my territory.
You gotta be consistent. If I take it from you, that's why we create that consistency engagement loop.
I like the idea. I think it's clever actually that you got off the stats and we're playing competitive and take the hill and that kind of jousting. That's another cool idea, in my opinion. Okay, so how are you guys going to get paid money?
Yeah, so the money comes from a variety of verticals. The one would be mainly around in-app purchases. So it would be a freemium model where the app would be free, but then the value of it would be customizing what your experience is. So if you want to change the colors of your territory, if you want to add like spikes to it or moats or different things like that to make it more engaging, you can create a team. And the big part of this is like a team v team kind of thing. We're going to go-to-market strategy of working with health and wellness programs with corporations, running organizations, athletic groups, or just generally people who want to compete against Joe Blow down the street. You can form your own team. You can get your own logos, avatars, and whatnot. We're basically on the same revenue strategy as Pokemon Go, Fortnite. And even though those are free apps, they're doing billions of dollars in revenue just because people are so invested in the game that they want to build out an experience within it, even if it were free to play. Something
else that just popped in my mind is a review of relevant products. Running shoes or whatever is relevant to that sport, because now you've got a captured market, and that information would be really valuable. If I want to see, I want someone else's opinion who's running in the hills when I look at shoes. So that kind of thing would be interesting. So there might be an angle there. Again, you're going to collect some interesting consumer data.
Yeah, and that's another piece, another vertical, and this would be later down the line once we get critical mass. We have a lot of data points and a big user base. We're going to use collaborations with brands like a Lululemon, a Nike, a Dick's or whatnot, and say, hey, you have this area, you have your store location in this area. We want to incorporate a organic, without being an intrusive advertising kind of campaign within our platform. We've got 200,000 people in your area who use this app who are obviously running more than they've ever done. They need new shoes. They need to get fly. They need to have fits. Let's say if your Dick's that's located on 123 Main Avenue or whatever is part of this, if you were to run around that and capture that territory, you get bonus points by capturing one of these brand partners within your territory, therefore putting people and high brand awareness of your brand, and also putting them in that general area because they got to run around it in order to capture it. And maybe after that, I'm wearing out my Asics. Maybe I'm going to cop me some new Nike, some Nike free runs or something like that next time, and using that as a way for us to create an organic vertical around brand advertisement and engagement and activation.
All right, let's wrap up with Shawn Flynn. Do you have any questions?
I mean, I guess quick question. I mean, Destin, you're a very good presenter. I think anytime you get in front of anyone, you're going to close a deal, you're going to sell them. So my question for you is, who are you bringing to your team at the beginning here? Who else are you working with?
Yeah, so right now we're doing some interviews with some devs to help us with this. We got a clickable prototype built out, which I would love to show you if you care enough to see it. But we're working on finding some devs to help us build this. I've got a guy who is my co-founder who's helping me on the stats side in terms of like AWS backend cloud infrastructure, working on APIs with Google Maps and different things like that would go in building out the infrastructure. And then I'm handling the business sales side of it. I'm looking for UI UX designers still to help us with that avatar general UI UX design piece. And then, like I mentioned, we actually just got connected to the former founder of Map My Run, which is one of the more popular fitness apps out there. They got acquired for about $165 million 7-8 years back. Being an advisor, getting us connected to more people in the industry with more knowledge and generally could give us insight. So that's what the team's looking like as of now.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, these have been all very good. So finally, we've gotten to Krystal. Krystal, are you ready to rock?
Thank you,
Destin. I'm going to pin Krystal. And I'm going to unpin Destin. And pull up a little timer. Awesome. All right, are you good to go?
I'm ready, yeah.
Kick it off. It's all yours.
All right. Did you know that 72% of all persons experiencing homelessness are thirsty either all or most of the time? Without adequate means to cold, safe drinking water, the death toll continues to rise for this community. The stainless steel water bottle industry is a $1.5 billion industry in the US alone. Era is a one-for-one stainless steel water bottle company that supplies a massive pre-filled 64-ounce reusable bottle to a person experiencing homelessness. Think Toms or Bombas, but a whole lot more life-changing than shoes and socks. Each bottle recipient can take the bottle to one of our many community partners to get cold, safe drinking water each day, ensuring they will never have to go thirsty again. This is especially important in the summer months when plastic bottles are too small and get hot too quickly to adequately combat thirst and dehydration, not to mention the negative impact they have on our environment. We're able to match the quality and price point of our competitors, all while providing a lifeline to the most vulnerable in our communities. Air is only just beginning, but with many fully on board with our mission. In our first week alone, we broke $4,000 in sales with $0 in marketing. Join Era and support our wave of change today.
Wow, you are also very efficient with time. So great job on that. I'm like somebody's mother, like, you made the time. All right. Good job, Krystal. All right, so let's do this. Who did we start with last time? Was it Rab?
Yeah, we started with me last time.
Okay, let's start with Shawn this time. Do you have any questions for Krystal?
Yeah, Krystal, quick question for you. You said refill stations that you're partnering with. I would guess that for a city, you probably work with big corporations like Starbucks or that or something to refill it. But I mean, in the past, in some countries like Australia, they've banned reusable cups because of safety reasons, for health reasons, and that. With your product right now, wouldn't that be the same situation where if they have to hand over the refillable water bottle to anyone, that might become a liability and they might say we can't do that? How are you going to go about doing it so it's, I guess, open public water fountains or something like that? That'll be your partners.
Yeah, so I know the mayor of Phoenix, which is where I live. I live in Tempe. And I'm working with the mayor of Phoenix to actually fund and put water filtration systems like water fountains on the street corners and high needs areas. And hopefully down the line, we want to develop an app for people to be able to use to see what partners are willing to still have them come in, fill up the reusable bottles, what shelters are around, and then also have those water filtration systems throughout the community that they can go and take their bottle and get it refilled daily.
Second question, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not familiar with Phoenix. How big of a homeless population is? Because I'm from San Francisco, And here that would probably be quite overwhelming for, many businesses, So I'm just curious, relatively speaking.
Yeah, so most of our homeless population is in our downtown Phoenix area. There's about 4,000 people who live right in like a block by block sector. But overall, the population of homeless in Arizona is close to about 10,000. It is much smaller than California. So we do want to expand and move into like LA, California, San Francisco areas and continue to supply those needs and continue just to work with different city councils and be able to add those. We have them already in our state at like our hiking trailheads and different areas like that. So we already have the infrastructure. It just needs to be funded. And we believe that we can be the company to do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Shawn, for the questions. Great answers, Krystal. Arabian Prince, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So who's funding this? Is this something that's a donation? Like I can donate $100 worth of bottles to the homeless. How does that work? Yeah.
So we're a 1-for-1. So you purchase a 22-ounce black stainless steel water bottle and it funds a 64-ounce white stainless steel water bottle to donate. So it's basically a 1-for-1, kind of like Bombas and Toms. So it's all funded through your purchase of your own bottle.
Got it.
And then we do offer we have a donation portion of our website where if you wanted to just directly donate and supply bottles, you don't even want a bottle, we have that built out as well. And we've got about $300 from people that have just wanted to donate to the cause and help us get water filtration systems in our community.
Great question and great answer. Steve, you have the final question.
So thank you. So Krystal, the idea is you're selling this. Do you sell this online, these bottles to the public? Is that the idea? Okay. Yep. So I buy one or someone here buys one and then automatically you have one to donate. So then you're going into these communities and you yourselves are giving them, or you give them to the city and they distribute them?
So personally, I'm handing them all out. I'm filling them in my house and personally handing them out right now. But I do already have partners lined up in major cities like Austin, St. Louis, Chicago that are ready to take the bottles and donate them ourselves. And then I would take the step back and just be doing day-to-day processing and build a team.
And then people, they're going to refill these bottles from water from different places. So you're not involved in selling water. You're just distributing the bottles, right?
Correct. And the bottles, they do come pre-filled. So the first time you get it, it'll have water in it. But yes, it's kind of up to you to find and work with partners. Most of the time they know where they can already get water. So they use those different locations to go and refill it. And it keeps the water cold all day.
Are you guys making your own bottle? Are you buying a bottle from somebody and staying out of the manufacturing process?
Yeah, we're buying from someone. We're just branding it. We have a trademark and our 3-letter name. And then, yes, they're branding it and we are just working with the manufacturer on designing it and different things like that.
Is this a for-profit operation?
It is, yes.
Okay, got it. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great questions. And so do you have a domain name out of curiosity?
We do, yes. It's giveara.com.
Cool. Okay. I was like, that is a great ARA. Like, how did you get that? So.
It wasn't easy. I had to really talk with the lawyers. They shut down a lot of 3-letter names, but I got it. I own it. It's pretty cool.
Congrats. That's awesome. All right. Well, first off, I want to thank everybody because so far all the pitches have been excellent. All the ideas are really interesting. Now it gets to the tough part. So for each of the judges, if you can message Justin with your top 2, and then Justin, you can message me maybe directly when you get a tabulation and let me know who you think the top 2 are. If there's a problem, we got to figure it out. Because I can see there'd be a problem. I don't know how you guys are going to pick. This is the exciting part. How you making out, Justin? You getting some results back? Arabian Prince looks like he's for sure submitted his.
Well, yeah, I've submitted mine.
Cool.
I have to say, though, this isn't a fair one this time because these are good.
Yeah.
I would actually vote for all 5 of you guys if I could. That's my problem.
Same here. I would say the same here.
So this is a bit unusual, actually, that you guys all have an edge on something. And so now I feel a little bit bad about this because I'm going to tell you up front, not voting for you is not really a vote to not vote for you. I'm actually voting for you, all of you, even though I have to follow this rule.
Steve, you can vote with your money if you want.
Gus,
That would not
extra
hurt.
points for you, Gus.
Would you like
Extra
to change
points.
your answer, Steve? All right. So I think we have something pretty clear here. So first of all, I do want to commend everybody because I think everybody's pitches were excellent and the ideas are all valid. So we do want to continue to help you going forward. So we're glad we met everybody. I will also say tomorrow night, everybody here is invited to our happy hour, which is Thursdays. We've been running them for an hour on Thursday, which is 4 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Central. Tomorrow we actually have a featured friend, which is Chucky Okobe, whose name I always mix up, but it's Okobe, like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. And he was an NFL player for 8 years, won a Super Bowl, and he works with startup founders on mindset. And I think Justin put in a link to that event, and we do that on AirMeet, and you can kind of click virtual table to virtual table. So everybody here is invited to that, and we'll continue to work with everybody. All right, so without further ado, the 2 startup founders who will get additional time to answer questions are Rex and Destin. So let's do this. I don't know, how do I pick the 2? Justin, just pick one to start.
We'll start with Destin.
Destin, all right. So I'm going to pin you, and actually, I'm not even going to pin you. Let's start with, I'm going to start on the left with Arabian Prince. Do you have any additional questions for Destin?
Yeah. So is this app, because I know I work with a lot of startup companies, and one of the biggest problems you have with creating an app is, do you start on iOS? Do you start on Android? Are you building for both? So where you're at right now?
So building for both, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but if you want to, if you'll allow me, I can literally walk you through exactly what it is so we can stop hypothesizing, and I can literally show you exactly what it is, what it looks like, how it works, and what it would look like on iOS, because we got a wireframe built out for that. Don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but if can, cool. If can't, then building up for iOS and looking to be, cross-platform, but a big piece of what we're going to be starting off domestically will be obviously iPhone, because that's what most people have. And most of the people who we identify being in our target market have that. So if it's possible to do both, we'll do both. If we need to start with one, it would be iOS initially.
Okay. Now I'll just say this, so you don't say it to other people. iPhone is actually the minority. There are more Android devices than iPhone devices. Just to let you know that, so you don't say that to people and go. I mean, iOS is the iPhone is more popular, but there are more Android devices.
But isn't there more iPhones like domestically though? Like worldwide, obviously, like more Android, but like domestically though, there's more iPhone users though.
No, there's still more Android devices domestically too.
Yeah, so net, there's definitely more Android devices. In the last quarter, iPhone outsold almost 2-to-1 Samsung, but sometimes it has to do with releases. And Samsung's the big dog in the Android market.
Yeah,
but absolutely both huge markets. The tougher to get approved through the App Store is iPhone.
Yeah. Plus iPhone, at least for an early stage app right now, has better rates. Because now they just switched up their brokerage fees for in-app purchases from 30% to 15%, below $1 million anyway, which is obviously where I'll start probably. If we get above $1 million, I mean, I'm not complaining. But Android's still 30%, the Google Play Store is still 30% all the way through. So at least the margins will be a lot better for IAPs for Apple up to a certain extent when we get started as well.
Yeah, I was just giving you that information so you have the proper.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know, man. I actually didn't know that.
Let's go next to Arabian Prince, which is Shawn. Do you have any questions?
I guess you had mentioned before that the founder of Map My Run might become an advisor for you. I'm just kind of wondering if you had initial conversations with him already, and what feedback did he give on your idea?
So mainly at this point, only thing is he liked the idea of it, and we need to dive into it more specifically. I actually got connected to him a couple of days ago, and we need to go fully into the wireframes. But from the initial idea that I presented to him, he really liked it. And I actually had got connected to him from somebody who had been playing in an advisory role for me as well, who pitched it to him once I kind of got his approvals, sent it over to him, showed him the wireframes, and he liked it. But me and him have not specifically discussed the in-depth intricacies of the wireframes yet. But he likes it enough to have a conversation and see how he can assist me in raising or potentially being a part of that raise himself.
Great.
Thank you.
Steve, do you have any questions?
Yes. How are you going to get your first customers when you start rolling this thing out?
Yeah, go-to-market strategy is mainly targeted around working with large groups of people that would be interested in something like this, but also would need something like this. So what we're focusing on is this much larger market of people who don't like cardio. If you look at the actual market research for it,
wait. Here's the question. Yeah. How are they going to find out about you? In other words, which way are you going for them to learn about you? Not who, but how are they going to get to you? So you're going to need to spend some money on this someplace. So where are we going to spend some money?
Yes, the strategic partnerships. We're going to be reaching out to corporations that have health and wellness programs. We're going to be reaching out to gyms that have a very dedicated membership base, running organizations, athletic teams that have been displaced because of COVID, but are very competitive and collaborative in nature, who would want to use something like this as a way to have socially distant, safe, but also athletic and competitive competition with each other in a virtual environment. There's a large group of those people, tens of millions of those people who fit into that class. Starting off with strategic partnerships, using this as a conduit for them to be able to continue to compete in areas where it might not be possible because of COVID restrictions. And then from there, we believe that if we build a strong base, and something like this is very viral because it's this constant king of the hill type of conquering of area. And there's this level of competition that comes for that we expect there to be a huge viral growth cycle that comes for this to create a large amount of organic user growth once we get that critical mass of initial users.
Okay, so I'll give you this quick dial-in feedback. The question, which is going to be in Angel's mind, is how are you going to get those like corporations? So the point that I'm saying is from the desk where you're sitting to who's going to say, okay, we'll turn this on to our company. You have to have a way to reach that person and talk him into it. Some kind of promotional. I'm not sure what that is, but that's my point is you got to go someplace to send a message out. Which way? And what are you actually going to do? What's it going to cost you? And I have a second point on this, and the point is this one. Many people are faced with Android or iOS at the beginning. A lot of guys want to do both, and both cost money. I don't know what the conversion rate is to cost to do one and then do the other. But what you need at the beginning is you need customers, okay, to win traction. To me, you should consider only doing one app. And the money you would have spent on developing the second one, you put into promotion and get traction to attract investors. Because having two apps is not as attractive as having one app with a bunch of users and telling the other guys, sorry, we don't have it yet. You really need users to get people to pull out their wallet.
Makes sense.
Right. Definitely.
All right. Thank you very much, Destin, and thank you very much, judges. Let's go to Rex, and I'm going to start with Shawn Flynn. Do you have any questions for Rex?
You gotta give me a moment to think of this stuff.
Sorry, man. I don't know. What's wrong with you? There's only 5 pit. No.
I was involved in Dustin's answer. I mean, come on, Dustin's answer.
A pattern interrupt.
Yeah. So I
get go to someone else, or
go to Steve or Arabian Prince and get back to me. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Steve. Do you have any questions for Rex?
Yeah, same thing, Rex. Okay, now I like this, Rex. How are you going to get customers? And what are you, when you get these customers someplace, you're going to need to make some money.
Yes, sir.
So how are you going to go get those customers? What's your channel? And then how are you going to get your early money in?
Well, the route I'm looking to go is to use blog platforms that preach a lot about financial literacy, because that's really where my customer base is. My customer base is the everyday consumer who may not understand the stock market, who may not understand the companies that they're investing in every day. So I wanted to use platforms like Market Folly. I've also looked at using Motley Fool. Motley Fool is a company that I have reached out to. I actually reached out to an actual blogger who's on there to potentially help me kind of get to my customer base. But most of it has been organically through a few relationships that I have through my a little bit of Wall Street ties here and there to kind of get that early traction.
Rex, I just want to give you this positive feedback. There's
Yes, sir.
something about your personal nature that
Yes,
you
sir.
come across really sincere and a thoughtful person.
Mhm.
And even though you stutter on some of your words, your sense of sincerity and integrity comes through even higher, and you're caring for your market. And that's something that's really hard you can't just make it up. You just have that quality. So I want to urge you to speak a lot out there on your product, because you have a sincerity that is really important in this space. And there's a clever idea in this shooting, getting the picture and getting the education. So I'm not sure where the money's going to come from, but I really want to hope that you can stay in the game and get traction to get out there and figure that out.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Steve. I'm going to get back to Shawn now because he's had a second.
Yeah.
Formulate his thoughts.
Well, I mean, Rex, you just mentioned your Wall Street, said something like past Wall Street contacts or something like that. Can you go a little bit more into your background then?
Yes, I come from the financial services industry. I worked in banking for about 6 years at TD Bank. I was in the retail branch, as well as I was on the TD Ameritrade side. Unfortunately, I wasn't even get the kind of job that I was looking for, because I wanted to become an investment banker. But unfortunately, my education didn't kind of meet up to that. So I kind of stayed in the retail banking. I went back down to the retail banking space. And I do have a few college friends that have made that jump to working on Wall Street directly. But that's most of my background. My background does come from financial services.
You might want to bring that up in your presentation a little bit. So you're directly, you know who the customer is, you've worked with them, you have this whole background story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that adds a lot to it.
Yes.
All right.
And don't worry, Rex, one day these investment bankers are going to come to you and go, Rex, can we please take your company public? Can we be the ones? And then, you decide that.
Thank you.
I know a guy that might be looking for an investment banking intern.
Seriously, let me know.
All right, Arabian Prince, you are going to have the final ask of questions.
Yeah. Have you thought about using affiliate links for your app so that, let's say a customer checks a product and says, oh, I like this, I would like to invest in this product, and they go on to do their investing. Have you thought about ways to actually make money that way from kickbacks from the companies that you're sending them to?
I haven't thought about that, but the only reason why I haven't really gone that route to start with, because of the legality of the SEC, because trick words such as, because right now we're saying we're an investment search engine. That's pretty much what we want to keep it as. We don't want to come across as being a financial advisor. We don't want to come across as being someone who's selling investment advice, because that is kind of like a gray area right there that I kind of don't. I'm still trying to figure out how to kind of navigate that. But that is something that I have to get some thought of. But I kind of dismissed it at this stage because it's just that gray area that I just don't want to touch.
Got it.
Okay, so judges, this is coming down to the wire now. So each of you, if you can message Justin your final selection of who won the Winner Takes All 3.0, and then we will announce it. Thank you to all the pitch companies again. They've all been excellent. We want to continue to talk to you about how we can help you out, and hopefully we'll see you guys on some future events. But for the moment, there can only be one. Hopefully, yeah. I guess there's no way not to have one, right, Justin? It's like the math just works out. We have 3 judges, 2 companies. So
waiting on our last vote here.
Don't shame them. Who is it? And I'll say we've done pretty well, despite the screw up from the Zoom link, and we lost a little bit of time there. We're pretty much on time. We try to keep these within an hour, so I appreciate everybody coming prepared and having such great pitches and ideas. All right, so The decision is in. Drum roll. I don't know if we have a drum roll. I should have asked Arabian Prince for some sound effects, but that counts. All right. So the winner of the winner takes all pitch event, and it is, I would say, by a vote of 2-1, so it was close, is Destin. So congratulations, Destin.
Hey.
Awesome.
All right, it's my first time winning the pitch competition.
There
Thanks,
you
guys.
go.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
All right.
Well, I will say, I think everybody today though was a winner. This is our third event, and I think every time that the pitches are getting better and better. So kudos to everybody that's on this, and we look forward to seeing you on a future happy hour. And if you want to join us for future winner takes all, I think we are targeting March. We were going to do it on the 24th, but one of the judges we wanted. We haven't scheduled it yet, have we, Justin?
No, I think it was open to either the 17th or the 24th.
I'm going to say the 17th because we want to have a return of David Meltzer. We'll confirm that, and then we'll invite our other judges back. So it's give me first come, first serve, judges. You're going to have to say yes faster than anyone else this time. But thank you to all the judges. We really appreciate your insightful questions and all your feedback. And thank you to all the startup companies. Yep.
Michael, can I call out? So for you pitchers, I do workshops every week on how to pitch. So tonight there is a how to pitch workshop that I put the link in there. So on Eventbrite, so 7 p.m. California time, couple hours. So come in and get your hands on the steering wheel.
Love it.
Love it.
Okay. This is a free webinar.
Dustin,
good job.
Yeah, I was just saying to everybody's pictures. I private chatted a couple people, but I just want to say, like, you guys got awesome stuff. Rex, because literally, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been multiple times where I was like, bro, like, who owns this thing that I buy every time I go to the grocery store? So I think that is super, super dope. So my guy, make that. Krystal, I mentioned in the private chat, but I'm in Austin, and literally we just lost power for a week, and there were so many homeless people who were just out, just SOL, and it's really bad here. So your product, like, for sure needs to be in Austin. I already connected with you on LinkedIn. Please get it over here. We need it really bad. And I got some people I can connect you to who would be great to get connected on that. But everybody was great though, and thanks judges for everything. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Good.
Yes, sir. Anything you want to wrap up with?
Everything was great. Thanks the judges for their comments, and the pitches were great from all the founders.
Gus?
Yeah, same thing. It's fun to be here and hearing a lot of different ideas. So I'm not the only one out here dreaming up ideas every day.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Hey, Gus, send me a link to your prototype for coaching stuff so I could just see what you're doing, because I'm in that space.
Yes, we'll definitely do that.
Okay, thank you.
Krystal, is there anything you want to wrap up with?
Thank you guys just for having me. I'm excited. I loved hearing the ideas, and you guys all had awesome ideas, and I can't wait to try your apps and cool stuff. So thank you.
Good point. Yeah, this is a great group to use as feedback. And even the prior pitch companies are all open to that. So if you need testers, let us know. Arabian Prince, is there anything you want to plug?
No, but just, if you could, Michael, put all the information in the email and send it to all of us, so we can kind of keep an eye on them, maybe reach out if they need some help or something like that. We're always here to help startups to become, 800-pound gorillas.
I love it.
Yep.
Agreed. Shawn, is there anything that you want to touch on before we wrap up?
I left my LinkedIn in the chat area. Check out my podcast. A lot of great information there. And I want all you guys to succeed. And hopefully when you need to raise, that big round of funding later or get acquired, go public, you remember that judge that talked to you, a few years earlier. So, yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody's participation. We will look forward to seeing you on our weekly happy hour. And I think we'll announce the 17th as our next pitch event. And I think we might even we'll do a pre-seed and a seed maybe next month. So we have some companies, so we'll probably split it up a little bit. We might have two. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will send everybody's contact information out. If you want to share a pitch deck, we'll do that as well. And there's one other thing I was going to mention. I can't remember, but that's fine. No problem. Oh, if you need help with UI, UX, and development, please let me know because we have some good connections there. We can plug you into some people. All right. Thank you very much. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Take care,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, everybody. See ya.